Hey, Barry Rager here. So I thought I'd put together a video on the Steelhead Gear Kit that I use when I'm fishing on the river. When I winter steelhead fish, I do what I call run and gun, so I'm constantly on the move. I want to be able to hop in my truck, move spots, go upriver, downriver, jump over the hill, hit a different drainage if I need to, but I always want to have all my gear on me. And what I would say is that starts with having a good system of organizing and storing your gear. So I use a chest pack. You'll see that in a lot of my videos. In fact, I'll include some footage here to kind of show you that in action. This is an Umpqua Outlook 500. I think it's like the first model that they came out with. I've probably had this thing for like 6 or 7 years. But I recently just bought one of the newer models. And what's kind of cool about it is the newer model actually has a backpack. And that's going to come in real handy for me because I carry a lot of camera equipment now. So that's going to be helpful. And what's also cool is the chest pack also comes with a flat panel for the back. So if you're driving and you're not going long distances, that way you can sit flat. But that's completely interchangeable between the backpack and the flat portion. So what you'll see is this is above water level. So even if I'm up to my waist, this is going to be holding all of your gear up out of the water. It's got a pretty good sized main compartment here. So if you're on the water and you're having to switch out gear, it's easily accessed in the main compartment here. It's got several compartments. So one in the front here, this is where I keep my leaders, my tape measure, a knife. Also what's cool is it's got a bunch of different attachments. Like I have one of my boomerang tools attached here. This is also a must-have. And I'll put all these links below so they're all in one spot if you're interested in any of this stuff. So the next item that's pretty important if you're a wader fisherman is you want a good pair of waders. Now, I've been kind of a holdout to buy a pair of these Simms waders. I usually use just the Cabela's Ultralight breathable waders, but last year after going through multiple pairs of the Cabela's brand waders, I stepped up and I bought these Tributary Simms waders. And I tell you, for 180 bucks, this is a heck of a pair of waders. The lower portion of them, so this part of the leg, now down near the boot, it's actually got 4 different layers. Where I always ended up getting holes in my Cabela's waders is when I'd be walking through blackberry patches, I wouldn't even, maybe I wouldn't notice like one vine and it would wrap around the back. So even though the Cabela's have 3 layers in the front, they only have 1 layer in the back, so I'd always end up with holes in the back of my waders. So these, all the way above my knee, I've got 4 layers, so they're pretty heavy duty. And again, this is kind of the entry-level Simms, so they're 180 bucks. I mean, you can spend 500 plus bucks on Simms waders, but I've been super happy with these. I just got them this winter. So next I would bring up boots. I'm still a holdout for the Cabela's ultralight wading boots. Usually you can get them on sale for 60 bucks. I go with the felt sole with the cleats. After starting to use studs, I wouldn't go back to just using straight felt because they grip so well on rocks. You just really increase your gripping ability when you're wading in the wintertime. When you're wading, you need to wear a wader belt. And the reason being is because if you do slip and fall, this keeps water from just rushing all the way down to your legs. It creates kind of a little bit of a flotation, but it also gives you the ability to add tools. If you watch my videos, you'll see that I keep a pair of these P-line pliers on my belt. And that way, if I land a steelhead by hand, I can just grab my pliers, get to it. They come with this lanyard, so I can just let them go, and I don't even have to put them back in the holster if I don't need to. On the left side of my wading belt, I have one of these full staff wading staffs. They're kind of spendy, they're about 180 bucks or so, but this thing has saved my bacon many times. And I'm gonna step back just so I can show you how it deploys. So if I'm wading and I'm in a position where I want some extra stability, I can grab this thing and it instantly springs into position. That way I can help it, when I'm positioning feet, or I can use it to check depths. So another key piece of equipment for me anyway. And that's how you break it down. Wrap that up, and it comes with this holster. The next piece of equipment that you see in some of my videos is these armbands, and some people have given me a little bit of a hard time about them. But I usually carry about 3 pairs of these with me, and I'll tell you why. This is actually something I learned from Bill Dance Fishing Show. If I have these on, and I'm winter steelhead fishing, and it's raining, so I'm going to demonstrate with my wading jacket here. So you can see, like most wading jackets have some sort of like neoprene cuff that kind of is somewhat waterproof. So with these sweatbands on, you just tighten that up, put that on. So when you're winter steelhead fishing and you got your arm up because you're jig fishing, what'll happen is water will start running down your sleeve. What these do is it prevents the water from going down your sleeve, and it kind of collects the water. So throughout the day, I'll just change these. They're only like $7 a pair, or at least you can just kind of wring them out. You'll see in some of my videos I also will actually completely dunk my arms while I'm releasing a steelhead, just so and it prevents that water from coming up my sleeve as bad as it would if I didn't have these on. But for $7, so now you know why I wear these. Since I'm on the subject, I'll talk about wading jackets. Now, I'm not advocating this. This is an LL Bean model. I think it's called the Emerger. It's not great. I'll just tell you that right now. After as impressed as I am with my Sims waders, this next winter steelhead season, I'm just going to buy a Sims wading jacket because I'm just super impressed with the quality. This is okay. It's going to be a good backup. So the next piece of equipment, which I believe is an absolute must-have, is a catch and release net. This is a Fraybill conservation net. It's got a short handle. It's the wading version. I have a very strong magnetic attachment here, and then I have the second part of that on the back of my chest pack. So that clicks on there, and so you'll see if I need to net a fish, I just grab the handle of that, pop that off, net the fish. If I'm unable to successfully net it right away, then I'm able just to reach back around my back, click that back on, my net's still accessible, and then I can continue fighting the fish until I can land it. So I hope this video has been helpful to you guys. It's taken me probably 15 years to perfect this kit for me. And again, I primarily fish on Oregon coastal rivers where I'm wading. I have a drift boat, but I very rarely use it during the winter steelhead season just because I like to be so mobile. All of the links to all of this equipment is below in the description field, both Amazon and Cabela links. If you have any questions, make sure to leave them in the comment field. I'll get back to you. And if I earned it, hit the like button. So I'll see you on the next one.